Stupid. I'm going to delete the old one.
What about all the chat that was in the chat?
Let me just post a message.
Right, hello guys. As you can see, we are Chrisless today, and when we are Chrisless...
The problem is we're on Lucy's new phone, so everything's not set up. Anyway.
Hey, I got an iPhone 15, guys. Now, I am not somebody who cares about phones at all, but the man in the shop managed to convince me and gave me a deal so that it ended up costing me exactly the same as my SE. So I went, yes, please. Now I can't use the damn thing because it's so much cleverer than the one I used to have. However, it does have a 48 megapixel camera, so I hope that we are looking crisp. Now, I'm basically just talking verbal diarrhea until the husbandman next to me has established that this is working and that we know what's going on.
We're on.
And that there's chat to be had. Yay! Right, in that case, shall we start the show with a bit of theme tune and
I'll try.
And shenanigans?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Right, so ignore all that. The show's starting now. Are you ready? Well, I'll say now. Here we go.
Hi, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh.
No, Chris.
And now, Disneyland Paris News.
Goodbye, 30th.
Bong! Hello, Halloween! Bong!
And Villainous Nights.
Bong! New badges! Huh?
Sideways.
I'm going to delete that other stream.
Okay, fair enough. Now, thing is, when we're on the phone, is we're having chat spring up very, very quickly and then disappear very, very quickly. So if you're able to get it on there, we can say hello to some people. I did see someone flash up and go who is a podcast listener joining us live for the first time and who goes in 9 sleeps. And then just as I was about to make a mental note of the name...
Okay, don't worry. It's fine.
So you're able to take it.
Yeah.
So what's going on today, guys, is that Christopher of the Fletch, is a little under the weather. He didn't want to... It's a bit fluish. He didn't want to come and pass anything on, nor does he feel up to doing it. Thing is that he is our tech guy, and as much as he stresses about the odd hiss and things through the microphones and things like that, he is twice the technician that Hugh and I are, as you have just witnessed by the rather, lopsided start to the show.
Anyway, yeah, what do we do first? We do some news first and then see who we've got in the chat.
I think we should see who we've got in the chat first, personally.
Don't you be blowing my whistle.
Okay.
All right, I've actually got the jingle for that as well. Are you ready?
Who are they?
All aboard, please. Bonnie was technically first in the chat because she was on the other stream that broke. So we'll give that credit to Bonnie. But Aaron did come flying in first on this new one. So well done to both of you. So in the chat today, we've got John and Katia, and Kerry's watching all of Hugh's Disney vlogs. Really funny. Love them.
He does high quality Disney vlogs. He does, not like mine.
Yeah, they're very grumbly. Yeah, so I just posted our August trip report on my own channel, so just search for my name, Hugh Rain, R-A-I-N-E, or we have a playlist on our channel, which I can never remember the name of. It's something like
Rain from
Disney Trip Reports, I think it is. Is it? Something like that. Anyway, yeah, and we've got all our stuff on there from all our various trips and things. So who else have we got in the chat today? We have Ed is here. He says hello there again. Hello to Stacey, who had a technical fail at the same time as 37 Disney Street. Oh dear.
Oh, well, nobody lost then, did they? Because we all just reconvened once we'd figured it out.
Hello to Dan and Kerry we've said, and Mark Chester is back, and Cheryl. There's a child who won't go to bed in the Yates household today. Oh,
we feel your pain. We feel your pain.
Kelf is watching from Sorrento. Does that count on, to go on the map? Our map of
Yeah,
listeners.
Italy. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And Joanne, and we got Stacey and Emma and Jimmy with the old 2 pink hands today from Jimmy. 2 waving pink hands.
Are they two left hands, or are they like a right and a left?
It's 2. I can't work it out. Ali Desir and Wits Wanderlust and David. The YouTube algorithm wants me to watch 30 minutes of Baby Shark, says David. Sarah is here, and was this the Dave here? Keen to hear if anyone went to the 30th celebrations finale. I bet the final Dream and Shine Brighter was an emotional one. Looking forward to going to DLP in 7 days for Halloween. There was a lot of chat about.
We will be talking about that, D.
There was
a
lot of chat about this on the other stream that tanked. Yeah, Carty's got a new phone too. Same contract price, but better conditions. Hi to Rachel, podcast listener joining in live. 9 sleeps till DLP October family trip. That's Rachel.
That's what I saw. It was Rachel.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rachel.
Just 9 sleeps. Yeah, and we've also got, who is Nate? That's the question on everyone's lips. Who is Nate? Question mark. Kerry's got the jigsaw of the map that's behind us.
So have we, but we haven't done it yet.
Oh, we do, don't we? So yeah, if you're listening, we've got a DLP map framed behind us. It goes upstairs, but I drag it downstairs when we're doing a Chrysalis live. James says we need a tech team. We need a tech tank. Anyway, so that's about everyone. We've got loads of other people joining in, but we can't do everyone anymore, I'm afraid.
Oh, I feel sad because I did see a couple say they were joining for the first time, and I really love to say hi to them. We haven't said hi to Let's High Five, have we? Disney Bride 2013. Yeah.
Emily's booked 45 days to go in Disney Cruises, first Australia/New Zealand season.
Oh my giddy kippers, that's the dream. I'm still pricing up Disney Cruises on the regular, mainly, like I said, to Lighthouse Point, Castaway Cay, and then occasionally I get Fruity and price up an Alaska one.
Dee's also joining us for the first time live.
Hi, Dee.
We've got Adam Fabulous DJ in the chat. See, I'm just going through everyone now.
Okay.
No, okay, we'll leave
Jen
it there.
Wren's
Leave it
there.
there. Should we do some news?
Yeah, let's do some news. So I'm going to start with I don't know, do you want to start with the meat or the potatoes?
Oh, Chris did say, hi chaps, really sorry I'm not there. Not going to stay as I feel rotten, but I will listen back when I sort the podcast version in the morning. Have a good show and hopefully be back next week.
Oh, Chris, it's going to be shambolic. I do apologise in advance.
No, I think it's been shambolic. I think just it's going to plateau out now and just be okay. We're going to be okay.
Like us bowling today.
Oh, God, I don't want to talk about that. I'm terrible at bowling. I got a couple of strikes though.
You did? Yeah. Right. Let's say, so do you want to start with the meat or the potatoes? The potatoes being the low quality kind of like filler food. Or start with the nice juicy protein. What do you want to start with?
Start with a bit of meat.
Start with a bit of meat. Right. Let's get in there. So this week, yesterday in fact, saw the end of the 30th celebrations. And it was lavish and the park was packed. I didn't quite register how big an event ending a season was, a season that's lasted for this long, but it was a big event. There was lots of people in there, lots of people in the park. But also, there were lots of performers because, as I'm sure you've worked out, the dancers in the parade work in shifts because they can't perform 7 days a week for 12 months. So there's more than one team of dancers. But for the final parades, all of them on the 30th, all the dancers performed. So you had like double/triple, I'm not sure the number of dancers. So you've got like this whole kind of block of maybe sort of 20 dancers coming down towards you where you usually just have 7 or 8. It looked very exciting. There was a lot of love for it. I gather that it went the portion in the middle of the hub went on longer. I do gather. There was a lot of purple and silver in the crowds and iridescent pinky colours going on. At the end of the night, they did an extended Disney Delights. Disney Delights was the special 30th pre-show to Illuminations and then henceforth Dreams. But they did an extended one that extended onto the pre-show, and they also had the drones coming back at the end to do some extra things that included the Dreams logo. This is special stuff. This is kind of what Disney do when they crack out the flags like this, is your average guest doesn't know what they're booking when they book to go over the weekend of the 30th of September, because they don't do this research. But what they do with these things is they rely on super fans like us, probably like you if you're tuning into a live stream every week. They rely on super fans to just make pilgrimages to these kind of events. And boy, are they good at it. Because my FOMO meter was off the chart when I was reading. We haven't even started talking about Villainous nights yet, either, if you want to talk FOMO. Anyway, what else did they do? There was a goodnight kiss on the Main Street station, which they've been, when all the characters wave goodbye to people as they're filing out. They have been doing this for a while. You'll quite often see a couple of characters up there, but they had a whole bank full of characters. They had the Fab Six plus Chip and Dale and maybe a few others, maybe some of the dance cast members in the 30th costumes, because that will of course be the last time that we see these 30th costumes. And now the 30th is no more, and gone into the Disney archives is my favourite celebration logo of all time.
It's a nice logo.
It is.
There's no denying.
And I declared quite boldly yesterday, whilst going to work in my 30th Spirit jersey, that was my favourite Spirit jersey. And I now have, I think, 9. And I'm like, this one's my favourite.
It's just getting grotesque at this point, how many you've got.
I wear them every day to work. Because I've got 9 of them, I can put them in a decent rotation. And it's getting to the point where I'm just Spirit jersey girl. And I need to start wearing different clothes. Oh no. Oh, was anybody there? Do we have anybody in the chat who was there?
We'll find out. I'm just frantically going around trying to replace all the links that I incorrectly posted. But I'll get back on the old chat, see what's going on.
That's all right. Do they archive the costumes and display them anywhere? Kerry, they do. Because you will see some costumes at certain exhibitions and stuff. I've seen some. Was it the V&A? I can't remember. It was somewhere in London I saw some. However, there's no guarantee that they will archive specific costumes and that you will see specific ones again. And I'm not sure if Disneyland Paris 30th costumes are quite iconic enough to warrant, making their way into exhibitions. I would love it if they did. What I would love for the 35th is if they did an exhibition and they did like the outfits that the characters wore of the 5th to the 10th, the 15th, the 20th, the 25th. That would be really good. Will the 35th be as big? It doesn't feel it, does it? 35th is a...
Well, the logo can't be as clever.
No.
They can't turn the 35 into some Mickey ears, unless they're really clever.
Aaron got the 30th anniversary Mickey ears and he's going to wear them over and over again.
Aaron also said, I got the 30th anniversary Mickey... Oh, you just said
I've
that.
just said that.
No, I ended up crying at 9 a.m. this morning watching a video of D-Light from yesterday.
Oh.
Wits Wanderlust,
Preach.
talking my language here, Whitney. I liked my 30th anniversary purple metallic jacket so much last year. I bought a second one the next time I went so I could replace it when it wears out. I do that a lot.
See, the thing is, I always mock him for it, but at the same time, I know it's a good idea. And,
It's not what you think, though, because what you end up doing is you wear the other one until it's falling to bits. So you wear it longer than you would normally. And then the other one, it becomes your last one that's so precious that you don't actually end up wearing it anyway. Because it's just too precious.
Oh, no.
The number of shirts, though, I wish I could go back and just get 3 of them. I'd get 3.
Yeah.
There's one
Yeah.
shirt in particular I'm thinking of that I miss. It tore. It tore in the Polynesian on holiday. It ripped under the arm when I put my bag on.
Bonnie has got an Imagineering idea there. She says Disneyland needs a Potato Land.
There's a Potato Land photo opportunity in Hollywood Studios in Florida. But that's as close as it gets. But a full Potato Land, like a whole nother gate, a 5th gate Potato Land. Let's do it.
I'd call that 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't, maybe not worth a whole gate. Maybe it's worth kind of a ginnel.
I'm thirsty.
Oh gosh, me too. Do we have that jingle?
No, we don't have that jingle.
Are you going to sing it?
No.
Okay, we're just going to drink.
In fact, I don't even think I've got my cup anymore. Where's my cup gone? It's all gone today. I did have a cup. It's here. I figured because we're not doing green screen today, I can actually use my green Boba Fett sippy cup. So that's what I'm drinking. Oh, but Bonnie and Lucy found this this flavour of Fanta called Tropicool, and they didn't get me one, but we went back to the same shop today.
We
in
gloated
Leeds.
with a photo.
So yeah, I'm going to be trying that. I did have one for Chris, but he's not here, so I'll save it for you, Chris. It's not this; it's a different flavour. You see. That tastes like the one I had last week, which had a different name, which was it was called Tropical Exotic. It's the same stuff.
I just these chats are going away too soon. Someone just said that's the first Disney podcast to ever include the word ginnel. Can I just ask? This is probably UK only, to be honest, but people in the UK call the small alleyways between buildings, usually sort of between two rows of terraces or something like that, different things. And I used to have one grandma that called it a ginnel and one grandma that called it a snicket. I'd love to hear what you guys call that particular thing.
People get into tedious arguments where they insist it can only be called what they call it, which is very tedious.
Some people call it like the pass and stuff, don't they? I don't know. There's all sorts of different things. Tell us what you call it. Alley. Emma's on the alley team.
Alley's fine. It's a good all-encompassing...
I think that's probably more legitimate than ginnel or snicket. I think this is very northern.
I'd call it a snicket, I think. Yeah. Someone said today you couldn't stop a pig in a ginnel. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Okay.
Cats walk. I think it's a Yorkshire thing because
Vennel,
oh,
says Jill.
many eons ago, we had Yorkshire northern people had a different language that was a bit more Celtic / Viking, and we ended up with we've got all these our own weird words in the north of England that southerners don't have because they're all French. Right. Should we carry on?
Yeah, let's carry on.
So no sooner had we had the 30th, then overnight, the 30th is gone. It's wiped from existence. All the posh bits come off the lampposts and off the things, off the train station.
That's my jab arm. Careful.
Oh, sorry.
She'll do that for the next 3 days and she'll keep apologising.
I have to stop my train of thought because David just said, imagine it being Aladdin's ginnel in Adventureland.
Yeah.
We're going to make the Northern Disney theme park, Aladdin's ginnel.
Anyone who hasn't been to DLP, do check out, just on the inside of Adventureland, there's just a little walk-through attraction, which is just model recreations of scenes from Aladdin. And it's called Aladdin's Passage.
It's dioramas, isn't it?
And it's great.
Which is a good word.
It's one of my favourite things. And no one else has it, as far as I know.
So, the front of the train station, as you come in, underneath the Disneyland Hotel, you'll see greeting you. They had the big 30th logo celebrations, and it was these rotating kind of wheels. Well, what they've done this year quite cleverly for Halloween is they haven't got rid of the mechanics of that. They have just there's a word for it, they've repurposed it. They've done a layover. Do I mean layover? A retheme. Anyway.
An overlay.
An overlay, thank you. They've done an overlay Halloween, but kept the mechanisms. So this is different to every other year Halloween. And it doesn't look sort of cheap and fake. If you hadn't seen the 30th stuff, you wouldn't think, oh, that looks a bit bodged together. They've done a really good job. And they did it overnight because of magic and pixie dust and things.
Organisation.
All that, yeah. Snow White's 7 dwarves helped out, I hear, along with, dwarfs.
Dwarfs. Remember, people? It is an F, not a V.
Yeah.
Dwarfs.
Along with all the birds and rabbits and all Cinderella's mice, all helped. And we end up with this. And it is glorious. So, Halloween is here.
It's Halloween, Loween, everybody.
It is.
As Disney Parades once sung.
And we've got an absolute plethora of meet and greet characters just spring out of the woodwork. I'm going to go through a few. We've got Cheshire Cat. We've got Goof next to his candy machine in his candy stripes. We've got Maleficent and the Evil Queen in Fantasyland. We've got Gaston. We've got Jack and Sally. We've got the Tremaine sisters. We've got Mariachi, Mickey and Minnie in Frontierland. We've got Chip and Dale in these kind of masquerade outfits that I don't quite get. They're kind of purple and white, but they are pretty cool. And I also love Chip and Dale as a meat, so they can wear what they like. And we have Cruella. Now, we've been watching some vlogs of the Oogie Boogie Bash in California, and they had the Emma Stone fashion designer sass Cruella. I'm quite happy to say we've still got the old witch-like fur coat Cruella. So that's good to know. Well, it's not, I don't know, it's not that it's good to know. I like that these traditional characters can still coexist along with the more modern counterparts, because that tends to be the characters I have a connection with, if you know what I mean. Now, on top of that, we've also got the Halloween parade is now begun, and it's going twice a day. We still have Disney Stars on parade, and that is at 11:30 a.m. every day. And in that you've got, it's the same parade we've had for years. It's not had a refresh, but just to remind you, there's a big harvest float that's got these weird ladies kind of looking like corn on the ears of corn on them, and lots of pumpkins and cornucopia stuff going on. We've got 100 Acre Wood thing with a big sort of scary tree and the Winnie the Pooh characters. And we've got my favourite, this massive haunted house float that is literally a house on wheels. It looks fabulous. As part of the Halloween parade, they are stopping in the hub. They are dancing on the stages. And we had Melanie Ravenswood and the Phantom dancing on the centre stages there. So brilliant, amazing. Treats, I couldn't find many. Most of the ones I saw were on buffet, in buffet restaurants. And thing is, I can't really list those because there's hundreds of them. You go to the dessert cart and they've got like 15 different petit fours, and they've got them in all different things. But there's lots of Halloween themes in your buffet restaurants. But I also saw Mickey meringue lollies on a stick, which are like covered in orange icing and spider webs, and they are Mickey shaped. And my screen's just gone off. And a Mickey bat cookie, which, yes, is a flamboyantly decorated shortbread cookie, just as we are used to having in Disneyland Paris.
Sometimes a bit of shortbread goes down a treat, doesn't it?
It does.
Shortbread's the kind of thing that you always think, oh, boring. But when you have some shortbread, it's lovely. Listen to this. Mousy Hockey Mum is finally catching the live stream. It's doing that thing again when it's going behind the heart thing. In Boston, currently sitting at the airport on our way to DLP, excited for all the Halloween magic.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Oh, you'll have to tell us what you think about all of it. I always love it when stateside come over to Europe and see what we've got to offer over here.
Yeah, they tend to like it. But it is different if you've been to or in the States.
It's more boutique, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's more boutique, and it's more aesthetic, I think, but maybe doesn't have the bells and whistles and the shebang. This tends to be everybody's overview of those kind of things. But we love to hear what you like, what really stands out for you, because we get a bit used to it, don't we?
A hot beverage with a shortbread bicky is the best, says Steve.
I discovered when I was at university and I had to eat for a week on about £7 that you could get like the little Scottish shortbread packs for about 50p at the time. And I put on a lot of weight just eating. I just became addicted to shortbread.
On that, after we got back, as soon as we got back from our holiday last time, me and our pals that we went with, we were looking at the pictures and the footage, and we were horrified. So we've all gone on a diet, and between us, we've lost 2 stone already. More to go, because like we're just
If you're
horrified.
paying attention to the vlogs, both mine and Hugh's, we went with our friends Kat and Richard Brooke, another married couple, and their kids and Bonnie, and we decided we were going to have a like Biggest Loser style competition to see which couple could combined lose the most weight. And between the 4 of us, how much did you say? Two stone.
It's probably 2 stone now.
Between the 4 of us. Long may this continue. We're aiming for about 4. But yeah, it the Disney pounds were showing.
But I was saying, like, part of the reason we've been putting on weight is going to Disney parks a lot, especially when you go for 2 weeks to Florida. I mean, it's bad for you, isn't it? It's bad for you. But then we weren't compensating that with eating healthily when we weren't there, so it's all bad. You can eat healthily in the parks, but it's not as fun, is it?
See, I think particularly in Florida, I think food is like an attraction in itself.
It is. It's one of my. I put the food at Disney parks above the attractions.
I don't in Paris.
No, I don't in Paris.
I like the walkthroughs. I like the walkthrough attractions in Paris, and I put just the ambience ahead of everything in Paris. But in Florida, there's something about the food. It's the portions. It's the gigantic.
Just the portions.
Just
no, but there's so much more choice.
yeah, there is. There's a lot of choice.
So much more. There's so many more interesting little snacks and dishes and things.
But something else has happened this week. Do you want to talk about it?
Yes.
Or shall I rest my voice while you talk about some chat, or shall I just keep going?
I could show my bags.
Show your bags.
Show my bags. Today we were in Poundland, which is like a Dollar Tree to those of you across the pond.
I mean, our Euro friends must have an equivalent. There must be a Euro store.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, everything used to be a pound, but actually now very little is a pound in there. Although I did see a big skeleton with joints for £1. I was surprised it was that cheap in there. But these were £1.50, and the tote bags were an impulse buy by the till, right? Look at these. Listeners, I'm going to describe them to you. We've got your classic sort of, what colour would you say that is? Cream-coloured tote bag. And it's got a vintagey looking trick-or-treat Minnie, Mickey, Daisy.
Daisy is working though.
Pluto. Daisy looks like she's wearing this like spider costume, but it doesn't cover up her backside at all. She's all hanging out there. There were 3 of these. There was one I didn't like, so I didn't get it. But the next one, oh man, £1.50. This at Poundland. How cool is this? And look at this, man. This is me in a tote bag. They are branded. They have the Disney 100 labels on them. See how it shines. Look at this, right? Listeners, I'm holding up a Happy Halloween, and it's that's written on a fence. So I already like it because I love a suburban American style Halloween. That's where it's at for me. And you've got Goofy as a mummy, Mickey with some kind of lifting up a skull mask, and Donald's a devil. Pluto is a pirate, and it's rendered in black, orange, and green with a little bit of red. And it's vintagey looking, and it's timeless. And this is what I'm all about, baby. Yeah. Yeah, that was the thumbnail of the previous stream that went bad, but I'll add it again to this one when we're done. What are people saying? Voiceover guy says, "Did you hear me in Poundland?" I wasn't listening out, but next time I'm in Poundland, guy, we'll be listening out for your voice. Is it like Radio Poundland or something? Because that's what they normally have, like Radio B&M or stuff like that. So yeah, voiceover guy does stuff like that, and yeah, but we didn't catch you this time, guy. Aaron's got one of those bags from Poundland too. They didn't have the trick or treat one, but it did have the one with Goofy as mummy in the middle. Is that the one you've got then, Aaron? Because the other one was it was a bit more sparse. I wasn't as into it. How much were they? £1, £1.50, Steve. £1.50. Our friend took the last load of Poundland Disney tote bags and made them into cushions. They look gorgeous. I collected those with fever, and we've got so many upstairs that we never actually did anything with. And we've got like a dozen of them, do you think?
Yeah.
Loads of them.
Every time we spy a new one, Hugh would be like squirreling it immediately.
They'll come in.
And now it's just
But it's so easy to make cushions out of these tote bags. So
Yeah.
that's a good shout, is that? Yeah. David.
Emily says she's excited to try some food on the Disney cruise. I know it's a bit different to parks, but I've never tried Dole Whip, premium Mickey bars, or Mickey waffles. And I
All good.
personally thought the food in the restaurants was just delicious. I loved it. And the fact that you can just say, "Can I have another plate of that, please?" And they'll just bring you it. Or you can bring multiple and just try. It's amazing. Now, the thing is, what was a bit disappointing is they've got this like food court round the pool, and you can just eat all day, can't you? But that was very much just like slices of pizza and dry
Yeah.
burgers and stuff. That was nothing inspiring.
Yeah, there was like a Pinocchio's pizza place, wasn't there?
But the food in the restaurants is just mwah. Really, really is.
It's real good.
And they are dining experiences as well.
And
You're gonna love it.
I was starving and I got quite a small plate of pasta, but I think the guy could see that I looked quite
Gaunt.
hungry, so he brought me another bowl. So I was quite happy with that. Bonnie says on Lucy's account, Happy National Homemade Cookies Day, National Coffee Day, and National Dessert Month. She was listening to Elaine Page on the radio.
Elaine Page on Sunday.
Sarah said she's got these designs on a TK Maxx pillow. Love Halloween, says Sarah. Every month is National Dessert Month, Bonnie, says Whitney. Listen to this. Emma says, Carty just did something really exciting.
What? Is that it? Is that all she's saying?
Stay tuned.
Oh, if it's booking more trips or we haven't got any booked, oh, this is so hard.
Julia went on the Wish, loved the food. Emily's been watching the Disney cruise vlogs for tips.
Yay, do that. And I did like a packing one as well.
Steve always orders 2 desserts on a cruise.
They encourage this. They encourage it. Because they'd like, do you want to know what desserts we've got? They'd tell us and we'd go, and then they'd go, I can bring you them both if you want. And we'd be like, go on then. But there were a couple of nights when we were like, you know, when you like have to like rock back to the cabin because you can't walk anymore. So you just waddle like a weeble. Happy times. And this is why we're having to have the Biggest Loser competitions.
I've just noticed, right, and it's taken me all this time to notice, because it's been bugging me throughout this whole thing that the screen we're looking in, we look fantastic, right? But when I look down on my phone at the actual thing that's streaming, me especially, there's like a fisheye thing on our faces, and we're all nose. We look terrible. That's frustrating.
The way you're sitting forward and I'm sitting back is going a bit forced perspective as well.
But
so
also,
it looks like
I just
you're
noticed
twice
that,
the
like,
size of me.
see, this is an issue. See, if you're streaming to YouTube, like the preview it gives you is perfectly framed. Everything's perfectly framed. But when I'm looking at the stream, look, our background's a terrible mess.
And Katia says that we look fantastic, so
Don't know about that.
it's fine. Right. Oh, that was a satisfying clap.
Yeah, sorry about that, everyone.
What else has gone on this week? Well, okay, game changer, guys. When they announced the whole new thing with annual passes and that they were going to take away all our perks, but they were going to add in some exclusive events, and we scoffed. Oh, how we scoffed.
We said.
Then they do these exclusive events, and I instantly start looking up how we can renew our annual passes. Well, not renew, because we'll let them expire. Get new annual passes. So they've had the Villainous nights this week. Now, it was a bit like, in a very Disney way, you know, when you go to those Halloween events where they have scare actors walking around, but because it's Disney, they're not really scare actors. But as soon as you go on Main Street, they had haunted citizens of Main Street. So they had them all done up like ghostly. They were wandering, they were looking a bit vague like that, just walking around Main Street. Brilliant. They had smoke to look like mist. Yeah, to set the atmosphere. They had a spooky soundtrack. I'm sold. I don't need to get further into part than this. Take my money, please, Walt, or Bob, or Mickey, whoever's taking it these days. They had entertainment in the Lucky Nugget, but what they did is they had where usually the tables are at the bottom of it, that was kind of open. There was only a couple of tables, but that's where the entertainment was going on. And they had the ghosts of Thunder Mesa, which were all miners who died in mining accidents, and brothel moms. They don't call them brothel moms, they call them saloon ladies, kind of all rotted and ghostly, and they were playing poker and kind of doing improv for the crowd in the Lucky Nugget, which is one of my favourite places in Disneyland Paris. Amazing.
Lofty claim.
Oh, They had real pirates on Pirates of the Caribbean in amongst the scenes. They had the evil queen and the hag, obviously not at the same time. Well, she's the same person, isn't she? But in the queue for Snow White, interacting with guests. The Discoveryland Theatre was playing Skeleton Dance, which is one of the very, very early... Oh, is it the first ever?
Let's just say goodbye to Sarah because they're going to bed. They've got 3 a.m. alarm to go to the airport for DLP tomorrow.
That's so exciting, Sarah.
For one day. Going to be a long day, but can't wait to be watching that Halloween parade again for the first time since 2016.
Oh, have an amazing time, Sarah. And I tell you
Have
what,
fun.
do as a trip report that tells us what it's like to go for just one day, what that feels like, because that's good.
Yeah.
So they were playing Skeleton Dance, which is one of the first silly symphonies, isn't it? Or is it the first?
We watch it every Halloween. Do
Yeah.
you know what I've noticed about those? All the characters and all the moves, they repeat everything, or well, most things, twice. And once you notice it, it gets quite... It's still enjoyable, but you're like, oh, the cat's going to fall off, and then do that, and then the cat's going to climb back on, and then the cat's going to fall off again. And it's every, sequence is repeated. Just something to watch out for. It's just something I noticed, an observation.
They were still working it out, weren't they, in them days? Yeah. This is good. They had the crew of the ghost ship on the Nautilus. So you go down into Nautilus, which is kind of spooky already, and you've got ghost sailors down there, like dressed as sailors but as ghosts. You had a ghost crew on the Molly Brown. Cruella was hosting a fashion show at the Hyperion. Now, I think this was the Emma Stone Cruella. So there was a fashion show at the Hyperion. Melanie Ravenswood was wandering around the gardens of the queue of the Haunted Mansion. So you've just got the brides.
This is good stuff.
I know.
You should have some zombies chasing you around Alice's maze.
Oh, too much. Too far. Too far.
With knives.
Playing cards on fire.
Yeah.
And then you got spooky castle projections on Main Street, Mist, soundtracks, all the good stuff, special projections on the Haunted Mansion, all the good stuff.
It sounds really good.
Doesn't it? And the pictures I saw, barely anyone there, because remember, this is a annual pass only private ticket party, and it's not free. You have to pay for it. So the Venn diagram of people who live close enough to go to these things, willing to pay for them and own annual passes in a time when there's very few people, not as many people with annual passes. So you've got a really empty park and all that shenanigans. And I'm like, let's do that. Let's buy annual passes. Let's make an effort to go to one of these events.
Hello, Thomas. Thomas says hello.
Hello, Thomas.
Hello, Thomas.
Right, I've only got one piece of news left, and this is what I referred to as the potatoes.
This would horrify
Go
Bonnie. Emma says, one of my friends always talks about going to DLP for Halloween as a teenager and being chased by zombies in the caves. Because Bonnie doesn't like those caves anyway. But we've been chased by a zombie in there.
At Disney.
DLP, yeah.
Wow.
A long time ago.
Thomas is Bob's friend. Oh, I'm glad Bob's got a friend. We don't mean that. We're Bob's friends. We're all Bob's friends here.
We love Bob.
So yeah, the last piece of news is what I referred to as the potatoes, and to be honest, it's not barely even the potatoes. I think it's the the extra egg that you put into the potatoes to make it fluffy. They've got a new design for the name tags for all the cast members because the 30th one has gone, and they haven't gone back to the old traditional one. They've got a new one. This one is a plain oval. As in plain in shape, because it used to have that little extra half moon on top of it, and it's got a skyline. And if there's as there always is, there's quite a lot of comments online about why take away the old one, why the traditional one, it's iconic, why do new things? And then also quite valid, I thought, pointing out the name looks to be smaller in the centre of it. And if you're trying to read it, or you do like to use people's names, or you haven't got great eyesight, bit of a pain. But yeah, just so you know, new name tags. Ta-da!
Thomas reminds us, it's Bob's friends who works in the park.
Oh, hi, Thomas.
Although it was a bit more cagey, he says, the one who works at the place.
The place.
Emma says, less of a long time ago, Hugh. I was only a teenager yesterday. Oh, but then she adds, 20 years ago. One or the other.
We were all teenagers yesterday. Inside, I'm still a teenager. Inside, I've still got 2.5 teenagers in me.
I drank like a teenager yesterday night.
Does that mean you had
I only had 4.
a bottle of raspberry and berry cherry 2020 on the wreck?
I'd love that now.
Some white lightning
Yeah.
on the swings.
So, yeah.
So that's it. That, as I say, is all she wrote.
Well,
Shall I get the Facebook up if you're looking at the chat? Would that be a good idea?
I can do it. I've got it loaded. Well, I did have. So it's all going wrong. So Chris every week likes to put a show me what you got style message, which if you watch Rick and Morty, you'll understand that reference. So he says, give me your stuff for the show tomorrow. What are you going to miss about the 30th celebrations? What are you grumpy about? What's in your tiki cup? What is in your tiki cup?
I'll tell you what, I've got it here if you want to watch the chat.
Okay.
Okay?
No, it's all right.
Okay.
We'll come back to the chat. Sarah just played her first 2 games of Lorcana with her sister Kerry. It was a lot of fun. This is this new card game, isn't it? Is it a card game?
We should have gone in Forbidden Planet today to see if they had it.
There was something in the Waterstones window called Dixit. And it had the Disney 100 logo on it.
Be careful how you say that, Huey.
Well, there's no other way to say it. Kerry says, still lots to learn, but it was fun. Whitney loves Lorcana. Kerry says, I'm definitely going to miss Dream and Shine Brighter. I was fortunate to watch it on multiple occasions, and no matter how many or where I watched it from, each time I saw it with my son and how happy it made him, I would always tear up. Such an amazing show / parade. And Cheryl adds, definitely I still listen to the parade song in my car. See, we were singing Halloween, Halloween, Everybody earlier, and that's because every Halloween we pop that on and have a little groove around the bathroom. Chris Fletcher says, there was a nice little finale after Dreams tonight. Looked great. Rachel says, we'll definitely miss the Dream and Shine Brighter parade when we go on Monday, but very excited for spooky season. We'll try and write a little trip report once I'm back. Excellent. Emma, don't know it. Oh, did we say what Emma had done earlier on the chat? You know, when they said that they'd done something, how did you put it? Done something silly or something crazy? Anyway,
No, we never found out.
Well, she said they booked to go to Anaheim.
Oh,
that was
I'm so happy for you, but I'm so jealous for me.
So, sorry, that was a long cliffhanger for that bit of news. Emma says, don't know if I'm grumpy or just sad that Dream and Shine Brighter is gone. I know I'm lucky to have seen it so many times, but it's just never enough. And again,
I'm gonna get manifesting. Me and my gal Whitney, we're gonna manifest ourselves some like amazing Disney holidays. Just make them happen. It was Whitney, wasn't it?
It was manifesting holidays.
Yeah.
I was like booking them. And then,
booking them and then saying, I'll get a job to pay for it later.
Figuring out the rest, later. Lauren also says, Dream and Shine Brighter parade, crying emojis, that music just gets my soul. And Stacey, I never got to see it in person, but even just from the vlogs, that song gives my heart a good tremble. Stacey's not grumpy, as she was just happy it happened. And I'm deep in the post-trip blues, as just back from Efteling and Fantasialand. Fortunately, it's just 37 days to her first ever Disney trip to DLP. Again, Dave saying I was lucky and thankful to see Dream and Shine Brighter twice and will miss that most, along with the 30th drone show, as both were so magical and iconic. It'll take a lot for a new parade song to beat Ready for the Ride. Off to DLP in 7 days to experience the Halloween season for the first time. Bob says I'm just grumpy. The aforementioned Bob. Andy says, gonna miss Dream and Shine Brighter for sure. Booked to go to Disney 100 Expo in London in November with my wife. Date without the kids. Who else is going? Well, I don't think I am, Andy. We've asked at work since we have the license, but no tickets have landed on my like inbox.
I still think that you could, even if they're not going to pay for it, that you could ask for a day off to do that, because I think that would be valid.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But Bob's going there on the 19th. So if anyone's there on the 19th, look out for Bob. Emma says, in better news, I've made more progress with my cross stitch. You might be able to tell who it is now. Let's hold this up. Oh, so this is like catchphrase, the game show where they reveal a little bit at a time. So we're just getting a little bit more this week.
I think it's
This
Marie.
is just for the viewers. Oh, yeah. I'm seeing a tail there for sure. I think you might be onto something there, Lucy. Yeah, so that's what people have sent through this week on the Disneyland Paris Facebook group. So search for that. The Disneyland Paris Show.
Hey.
Members group.
Now, as we've alluded to several
set up
times so
by
far today.
Cheryl.
As we've alluded to several times today, Hugh has uploaded his vlog of our most...
It's not a vlog.
Okay. Plug.
It's a holiday video. They do have vloggy elements though, so I don't mind people thinking the vlogs. But I don't treat them as vlogs. They're more like kind of holiday videos, aren't they?
Yeah. So that's up on his channel that we've talked about. But I have just been uploading my vlog, which is a vlog. And I'm preparing you. I'm managing your expectations because I do it very differently to Hugh. I just film any random thing and then staple them together, and that's it. That's the thing. I don't do any clever editing or jokes or backing music or anything. So I have scheduled mine to go live at, I think it's, 12 noon tomorrow. If anyone wants to watch it over their lunch, they can. But I've just got a notification to say it's found copyright in it, which can only be, I think it's from the Guardians of the Galaxy dance-off footage. Because I was thinking, how much of this can I show before it flags up?
I put another song over that when I posted mine.
That's smart.
Because they were playing Queen or something, and also I don't really like that song. So
I'm trying to decide if I can if I can be bothered to re-edit and re-upload it for that.
Well, it's not like we make, like I can see some YouTubers will make thousands off a video and it's important to them, but we make nothing. So,
pence at
so
best,
if I get a copyright strike, I go, oh, and it says no action, taken, and I go, oh, okay. Thanks. Who was it? Kerry's saying she likes my videos. I recorded a barbershop trio in my video, but one of the voices is singing like off key. But when I did the first two parts, it sounded really nice. And then I ruined it by this third voice. Lee says, don't call it a vlog, Lucy. I like the incidental music you tend to use, Hugh. Oh, yes, he's backing me up. Don't call it a vlog. I don't mind if people call it a vlog. It's kind of like, it's become like Xerox, just a catch-all word for a YouTube video. And like I say, they've become more vloggy over the years. It's just I don't approach it as a vlog necessarily. Yeah. What else?
Well, Alid says that he just booked a trip for DLP in November 2024 and is currently pricing up Disney cruises.
It's all go, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's do a very quick never have I ever. I mean, not like the drinking game because we haven't anything to drink, but things that we've never done in Disney parks. Just something to chat about. So I'll go first. Never have I ever ridden RC Racer.
I've done all the rides, so I can't say that. Do another one. Give me more examples.
Never have I ever eaten at Silver Spur Steakhouse.
Never have I ever eaten at Last Chance Saloon? Cafe. So there's 3 Frontierland restaurants in a row, isn't there? There's a top, middle, and bottom. There's a fast food, quick service one. There's like a in between, like it's a sit down one with a bit of a show, but it's like quick service style food. And then there's the Silver Spur, which is
posh.
The nice one. Apparently, we should do that sometime.
We should.
We've got this. It's really easy to, when you've got a trip coming up, go say, oh, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to go on that ride, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, all these things. When you're actually there and you're walking around, you can't just suddenly go, I want to eat there now. I want to go on that ride. It doesn't work that way, does it? So it never, like even like a little snack that I think, oh, I want to try that snack. Sometimes you're just not hungry when you're passing it, and it just don't work out.
I think it's easier when it's just the three of us to do as well.
Well, even then, like, you know.
Steve B says, never have I ever stayed at the Disneyland Hotel. Roll on February 2024.
Oh, well.
I have decided we will stay at the Disneyland Hotel. Maybe not soon, maybe not 2024, maybe we need to save up. But we can't live our lives and never stay at that hotel, Huey. Can't happen.
We've eaten there. We looked around.
We've eaten, we've looked around, but it's new now.
Aaron says, never have I ever been on the Nautilus. Is there a reason? Maybe Aaron's told us before. Are you not sort of keen with because a lot of people don't like under the sea vibes, do they? Especially if there's sea creatures involved. Katia, never have I ever eaten at Bella Notte. We only ate there on the last trip, finally, because Lucy doesn't like tomato, although she does like Italian food. And we found something for her, and I thought the food was all right. Wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was I had a cheese sauce pasta, which is new to the menu, and that's why we were able to eat there, because it's, when I've looked before, it's all been lasagnas and things with tomato in. And it was very clearly, you know, a ready-made cheese sauce and everything, but it was nice. You know, it was nice, it was fine. It's not something you'd get in a proper sit-down restaurant, but it was all right.
Emma, never have I ever been on Aladdin's flying carpets. I mean, you're not missing much.
You don't need to really. I mean, I'm an advocate for doing everything once, but in that case, it's like, well, you've been on Dumbo, haven't you? So you're fine.
Kerry, now this is going to hurt. Never have I ever been in the Tiki Room or Spaceship Earth in Walt Disney World.
Both iconic.
Yeah.
I think Tiki Room it's definitely top 10 Disney attractions worldwide for me, is Tiki Room.
Yeah, I just love it. It's so cute. Voiceover guy, never have I ever wanted to leave a park.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, well, we've done that one. Ruth, I love both your YouTube videos, Lucy and Hugh. Different styles, but both great. And my fave DLP vlogs.
Yay!
They're genuine and fun without being over the top. Well, thanks very much. Very kind, Ruth. John says, never have I ever ridden Small World. It's been shut both times I've been. Well, it's looking even better now. It's got all new stuff in and it's all...
Yeah. Oh, it's
fresh.
shiny. It's looking really zing at the moment. You will like it.
Kerry, in DLP, never have I ever eaten in Toad's Hall. It just never seems to be open. And it's in a weird place in the park that you could easily just not go the extra bit. I mean, there's a Mickey meet and greet, there's a train station down there, and there's some toilets. So there's a few things down there, and it's a bit quieter. Maybe you should check it out, actually.
I've got one. Never have I ever boarded or departed the train at the Frontierland station.
No, I'd like to. Bonnie, never have I ever liked going on Tower of Terror.
So she has been on it. She's never liked it.
I've got a video of her just looking stunned afterwards, and she's going, never again, never again.
Never have I ever bought anything from Arribas Brothers. You know, the little glass figures.
Oh, yeah.
And the blown glass ornaments and like the cups and stuff. And they don't like appeal to me themselves, but they're so iconic as a Disney souvenir. I'm beginning to think I might need a tiny little something.
Need, she says.
Just a tiny little Donald. Tiny little glass Donald.
Want. David, never have I ever got off a DLP ride and thought that was rubbish. Yeah, you don't do it. Like, even if they're not so great, it's more like, well,
and
maybe it was overhyped or whatever, but they're never rubbish, are they?
One of my beefs with Disney correspondents, these are people who, like, Disney News is their job and they just go to the parks. Can I say too much? Is it possible to say that? In that when new attractions arrive at the parks, they expect them to be better than the last new attraction. And so you get Rise of the Resistance, and then you get Guardians Cosmic Rewind, and then you get Moana Journey of Water, and it's like if one of them just falls below par of the others, they get really sniffy about details of it. And I think the beauty of the Disney park is kind of this variety of intensity of experience or pleasantness of experience, but never have I thought the quality's poor, ever.
But they're always ramping them up so that when you get something like Navi River Journey, people think it's rubbish, but
Yeah.
we prefer that.
I've heard such awful things about that, and how it's disappointing
Just
and it's too short.
a
and-
simple boat dark
Yeah.
ride, and I prefer it. It's like if I have to sit through that Flight of Passage pre-show one more time.
do you know
It's too
what?
long, man.
No, I've just this second thought of one occasion when I've come off and gone, that was poor.
Right.
Flight Force.
Yeah. It's still thrilling a ride, but the theming's not good anymore.
It's still a good track in terms of getting thrown around,
Yeah.
but they just took what was a really well themed ride and stripped all the theme in and put some half effort in. That's the only occasion I can say that about Disney.
Let's rattle through some of these now because
Go on
we're nearly done. Stacey says, never have I ever been to Disney, but soon.
I wish I could go to Disney for the first time again.
Steve says, one day, Bonnie, you will love Tower of Terror. I tell her that, Steve. I say, give it another try. You might love it eventually. Mark says, never have we ever ridden the storybook ride. Wow. Kerry, wow. He's never ridden the storybook ride. Wow. Kerry, I've never even heard about it until you guys, even though I've been to Walt Disney World 4 times. I don't even know where Tiki Room is. I suppose you could miss it.
It's opposite Aladdin's Magic Carpets next to Aloha Isle.
Opposite?
Well, yeah, opposite. Next to it.
Yeah, next to it. It's not
Okay.
opposite, yeah. David says, we got evacuated off the train at Frontierland, so that counts. Yes, it does. Aaron, never have ever been able to resist buying an attractions-based pin. Yeah, that's true. We've seen your pins, Aaron. Not your legs, your pins. Emma says, I love Navi River Journey. Aaron was waiting for us to say Cars Road Trip. Of course.
No, I stand by Cars Road Trip.
I don't. It's rubbish.
I do. No, this is what I mean by we can't expect every single ride to be like the next groundbreaking ride. I think, particularly if you've got kids, you've been on the big exciting ones, they've been a bit scared on Ratatouille, they've been thrown upside down on RC Racer, then go up there and have a nice sort of 7 to 8 minute sit down, and it's gentle.
You could just sit on a bench though.
And last time we got really wet from the water and really hot from the fire, which has never really happened before. I think we were just in the right bit of the thing, and it becomes a bit thrilling then.
Steve, never have I ever not gone back to the UK without a Mickey plush. Ed says Cars Road Trip is the biggest waste of space, and that's what I'm talking about.
No, wrong. I like it.
I
It's
agree.
Fine. It's fine.
I agree, Ed. Jen says, I'm going to the Disney 100 Expo for work research going on the 16th. Maybe. Maybe it hasn't been decided yet. Maybe I will get to go. I don't know. It's just not looking likely. Emma says, never have I ever been evacuated from a ride, but I have done Space Mountain with the lights on in 2 parks. Space Mountain's the one I got evacuated off. You got walked off Splash Mountain. It's always the mountains.
We were on the one in Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge, Rise of the Resistance. Thank you. We were on Rise of the Resistance when it went wrong, but it clearly was going wrong. But they managed to kind of get us to, all the different story elements got out of sync and things weren't firing and things wasn't happening and we kept stopping. But they managed to get us to the end of the ride in the ride vehicle, didn't they? But clearly it was broken. I think we could have got a fast pass out of that if we'd been bothered.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you've earned one.
Yeah.
So David, who started the thing about the ride, says, I've just remembered the Temple of Peril and I might take mine back. So he doesn't like Temple of Peril.
Yeah. I won't go on that again. It's a one and done. Well, no, it's not one and done. I've done it a few times, but it's like, I don't need to do that again. It's a bit of a rattler. But I wouldn't necessarily say it was bad.
No, it's
But the
good.
fact
It's
that
good.
it's always a 5-minute wait.
Great theming and stuff, and I like where it is and everything. And it's just I don't like the ride. It's too tight. Anyway,
It was a fun finish, Huey.
it's time to go.
It?
Yeah.
That's flown by.
I'm gutted about the fact that it started because we were all set up to go, and then the orientation of the video had to be set before we streamed. So, never mind.
Rookie mistake, but we won't do it again.
Yeah, but
We've learned.
yeah,
We've learned
That's
now.
it. You see, yeah.
So there you go.
We're one step more closer to having a perfect show, aren't we?
One day.
Mm.
One day. And then as soon as we do, we'll just retire, going, that's it. We did it. We achieved our dream.
Yeah.
Should we say tatty bye?
Yes. Thank you all for coming.
Okay, guys, that's all we've got from the Disneyland Paris Show today. I've been Lucy. This has been a boy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.